You're listening to the Down to the Wire podcast. You're a weekly podcast that brings you all things sports and more at St. Genevieve High School. I am your host, Alex Bosler, and today we have a very special guest here to talk about how St. Genevieve High School is run every day. Enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of Down to the Wire, episode 8 here. We have a very special guest here. I'm your host, Alex Bosler, and I'm here brought to you by Mr. Schnabel, the assistant principal of St. Genevieve High School.
Well, thanks for having me on, Alex.
Yeah, I'm just going to jump into the first question here. Obviously, you know, you're very liked around the school, I assume, by most people. Inspired you to become an educator and eventually an assistant principal?
That's a good question. I get asked that all the time. But, I mean, the main thing is I was a teacher for 14 years, you know, in the Fox District, so kind of doing the same thing for 14 years straight. It's not that it was boring, but I was ready for a new challenge. Yeah. You know, life's all about challenges, so I felt like I achieved that challenge and was ready for the next step in my career. So
yeah, that's really good. You have lots of experience, which is really good, especially for the assistant principal. And you know, to have those higher up roles, you need to have the experience. So, what are some of the similarities between Fox and St. Genevieve that you see, or is it a lot different?
Oh, that's a great question. It's a great question because there really is no similarities. You know, Fox High School was a school of, on a good attendance day, you're pushing about 1,800 kids. Right now, at Ste.GenevieveBroadcast High School, a good attendance day, we're maybe pushing 450. Yeah. You know, so it's no similarities there. Culture is completely different. So it's interesting because a lot of people ask, would I ever go back to a large school? And the answer is no. It's not because I disliked it. You know, I enjoyed my time up there, but coming down here, being part of a small community, provides more interactions with people, community members, especially as students, because ultimately that's the best thing about being an educator is interacting with the kids. Yeah. So
that's nice. What's something that our school does like really well that you're very proud of? Either the educators or the students.
I mean, everybody, it's a family. I know that's might sound a little childish, but we really are. Yeah. You know, families, and there's no perfect family out there. All families have their own problems. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we do a lot of good things, and we take care of each other. Yeah. You know, if there's an issue in the community, if there's a disaster, or someone passes away in the family, you better believe we all come together and help each other out. Yeah. I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear, especially coming from the students as well. To know that all you guys kind of bond together is really special.
For sure.
What's kind of a typical day for the assistant principal? Is it a busy day, or let's go like your busy Tuesday or something?
That's one of the best things about my job. I hate saying a job. Okay, that's one of the best things about my career. Is I look forward to coming to school every single day because I do not know what's going to happen. I mean, seriously. I can maybe give you an idea what my day is going to look like tomorrow. It never plans out. You know, so like today, I had no clue today was going to go like it did today. You know, always busy. Every day's busy.
Yeah, it's a world of mysteries.
For sure, absolutely.
If you weren't working in education, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
I'd probably be a firefighter or something like that. You know, Dad was a firefighter. Grandpa was a firefighter. I have a couple cousins who are. I'm a volunteer at, well, it's not Weingarten anymore, but for St. Genevieve County Fire District. So that's probably what I do. Or be a truck driver. I think that'd be cool.
There you go. Still helping out the community.
Absolutely, for sure.
How do you balance discipline with the students and also building positive relationships with them?
Well, another good question, man. My personal opinion, and I'll argue this all day long with anybody, being a teacher and educator, the most important thing is relationships. Okay, so building relationships and it does make my job easier when it comes to having to discipline students. If I have to discipline a student who is well known in the community, having that relationship with that student, it's never easy. It's the worst part of my responsibilities as an administrator. Okay, but as long as you have that close relationship with them, it kind of smooths it out a little bit.
Makes it a little bit.
It's never easy, but makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I would say that's probably. I was just going to go in what's one of the worst part of your jobs, but you kind of answered that already.
It is. I mean, it's tough, you know, because a lot of times I know what's going to happen if I do have to issue discipline, if it's a severe one. I mean, it's not this isn't a secret. You know, there's a good part of our community that does struggle. Yeah. You know, households they're tough. It's rough. So sometimes I know I send kids home and it's not going to get better.
Yeah.
So it's tough on you.
Yeah, but
it takes a toll.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, you wouldn't be willing to do this job if you weren't gonna there's ups and downs to the job, so you have to be willing to do both.
There's more ups and downs, buddy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, there are better days. There are more better days than your bad days for sure.
That's really nice to hear. How do you find success for students beyond grades or test scores? Is there something you really look for in kids besides the grades and the test scores that they
You know, I mean, this might sound funny coming out of my mouth, but school's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody's going to go to college.
Yeah.
I know for a while there, everyone expects their kid to go to college. Times have changed. You know, the world has changed. Our community has changed. Culture has changed. You don't have to go to college to be successful. You know, we're starting to send more kids down to the Perryville Technical Center. You know, getting some more hands-on experience. So the most important things in regards to being successful, knowing what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of our main goals, one of our main plans for our students these days, to figure out and try to get them to understand what they want to do when they graduate.
Yeah, that is the ultimate goal for all students, is to find out what they want to do after high school.
Absolutely. And it's tough. No, but that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Is there any advice you'd give to students that are trying to make the most out of high school or for their future?
I think the best advice I can give you is get involved. You know, it doesn't have to be sports. You know, I mean, everyone hammers get involved with sports. There's so many other organizations and clubs out there in our school that kids can be involved in. You know, the FFA, there's
so many clubs.
Absolutely. You just got to get involved.
Yeah.
You know, marching band, it doesn't have to be athletics. You know, find a club, get involved, and I mean, data out there, research will show, okay, the more involved the student is, the better off of a high school career they're going to have.
Yeah, and like you said,
just socialize, you know? I'm not saying you got to be best friends with everybody. You don't have to run around with the most popular kids, but have a friend group.
Yeah.
You know, that's important.
And most clubs, you can make careers out of.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Something that our school does really well.
Absolutely.
What's kind of your favorite time at St. Genevieve High School, or during this whole entire school year? Do you have a certain week or a certain month that's your favorite?
Homecoming's pretty fun. I know it might sound a little cliche talking about it because it's coming up, but it really is. You know, homecoming's fun to see. Especially me. You know, I've only been here for 4 years, so it's a different type of homecoming that I'm used to. Community is heavily involved, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger as the years go on.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing some of the alumni come back, you know, getting
cool.
introduced to them, meeting them. No, that's the best part.
Yeah.
And you know, here this is what's also cool is the entire school district is involved. You know, both elementaries, Bloomsdale, St. Gen Elementary, the middle school, everyone's involved.
Oh, yeah,
So it's so cool to see.
Assemblies that Friday throughout the entire school. Which is really sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. What's one thing students would be surprised to learn about you? Do you have a fun fact or something?
A fun fact, man. I don't like to talk about myself, so this is tough for me.
guy.
But I think most people, if they don't know, I am colorblind. So if you pay attention to what I wear every day, like I'm wearing navy blue and black right now. I think it looks pretty good, but apparently it's not. So apparently it doesn't. That's not very stylish. I think I got pretty sweet shoes on, but I get made fun of all the time. But it is what it is. No, but seriously, I'm colorblind. I'm okay though. But sometimes if I don't match, now you know why.
Yeah, it is what it is. And if a lot of kids probably won't try to make fun of you. I'd say either.
You know, if they do, that's okay. You know, I tell kids all the time, if I give you a hard time, okay, I mean, it might sound weird, but I like you.
Yeah.
You know, so if they give me a hard time, it's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite cafeteria food that our custodians
Ooh, man, them cafeteria workers, I tell you what, they're awesome. Anything chicken.
Protein guy.
Yeah, today, those Bosco sticks, those are pretty good today. Spaghetti day, chili day. Ooh, I think chili day is coming up soon.
Yeah. Maybe next week, I think.
Orange chicken. Ooh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, he's got a whole agenda. He likes them all almost.
Heck yeah.
Do you have a dream vacation spot during the summer you want to visit?
Where I would want to go or where I've gone?
Give us where you've gone, like your favorite place you've gone and where you want to go.
I've been to Jamaica. Jamaica was pretty cool. So I wouldn't mind going back there. Next year we're going out west. I've never been out west of California, so kind of looking forward to that. We're going to go out there for Christmas. But other than that, man, I kind of really just stick around here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind getting to the mountains somewhere. So, but I tell you what, I really like to go to like Maine or something.
Yeah.
I know it sounds a little boring, but I hear it's beautiful.
Yeah, it probably is.
Heck
And
yeah.
a lot of people don't visit there, so it's
Yeah. That's like South Dakota. I mean,
Yeah.
you ever met somebody from South Dakota?
you see license plate.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's probably not real. It's not a real state.
Do you have a funny coworker story? Your funniest coworker story you'd like to share? PG friendly.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to think about this. A funny coworker story. Oh, I don't know. I'll just be very vague with this one. But it is. I'm probably not going to answer your question for you. But my best friend, it's really interesting and very fun to work with your best friend.
Oh yeah.
You know, Mr. Thompson, our industrial tech teacher, is my best friend. You know, he was at my wedding. Known him for about 25 years. So,
Amazing.
having the ability to work with him, still have that friendship, still have that professional friendship, and still see him every day and be able to joke around. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really sweet. I'm sure he was.
And I could tell you some stories, but we're not.
I'm sure he was a big factor in getting you here too.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Where did you kind of grow up at, and how did you kind of why did you want to get into education specifically?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, bud. Where I grew up at, mainly around the northern Jefferson County area, so like Arnold, Imperial, Antonia, stuff like that. I graduated from Seckman High School in 2002, so up that area. And then once I got my first job, kind of started moving around a little bit. We lived in Peevely, and then we moved down to Deloge, and then I found my way here. What was the other question, though?
What's how did you get into education? Why did you want to be an assistant professor?
Oh, so I mean, why I got into education? I mean, so in high school, one of my biggest, one persons I looked up to was my baseball coach. It's not that I hate, but I don't like to bring sports into education because not everyone's involved with sports. But I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, my baseball coach was a huge influence on me. He was also my history teacher. Also went to church with him, so he was a family friend.
Yeah, honestly.
So I mean, I credit him for me getting an education.
Yeah, that's
for sure.
I'm sure he inspired you a lot.
Oh yeah,
and he saw it in you. That's kind of the thing.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing our staff does is they see something in you and they're gonna push you to try to go for that. And
Heck yeah.
But you got to be on path with it too, and they're not gonna push you to the wrong.
Got to be on path. We're gonna hold you guys accountable.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you guys tough love when you need it, and we're gonna be there to support you when you need it.
Yeah.
You know, but we're gonna guide you.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, thank you, Mr. Schnabel, for taking the time out of your busy day. We know, like you said, it's a mystery every day, but we appreciate you taking time and joining us here.
Every day's a mystery. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. That was
Thank
fun.
you. And you are listening to the Down to the Wire podcast. Thank you for listening to the Down to the Wire podcast, your weekly podcast that brings you all things sports and more at Ste. Genevieve High School. We upload weekly podcasts and hope that you will return for next week's exciting episode. Everybody have a great day, and we will see you guys next time.
Welcome to another night of SGHS Sports. Before we get to the action, let's talk about the team behind our broadcast, Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, this downtown St. Gen landmark has been a local favorite, known for its incredible pizza, delicious sandwiches, varietal pasta, and cool suds. Whether you're dining in, enjoying the patio, or just need a quick bite, with curbside pickup, Ciro's has you covered. They even have a great salad bar to go. Ciro's Family Restaurant, the official sponsor of the SGHS Sports Stream and Down to the Wire podcast. Grab a slice and let's get ready to cheer on the Dragons. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. And now, coming to you live and local. Using Dragon Pride, this is SGHS Sports Stream, powered by Wirecast. Sponsored by Ciro's and exclusively brought to you by Ste. Genevieve High School.
All right, welcome to tonight's game. Our huddle focus will start here in a little bit, so we'll kind of give you a rundown of what's coming up here for Ste. Gen as they are hosting the visiting Caruthersville group here tonight. Last night for regular season for Ste. Gen as the senior night. Ste. Gen coming in at 7-1, and so is Caruthersville. You're looking at two teams here with a pretty level of play if you're looking statistic-wise tonight. Both teams are at 7-1, and the only game that they lost was at home, and that was against the Valley Warriors in almost identical scores. Ste. Gen lost to Valley 13-31, and Caruthersville lost 13-23. On the whole, in their matchup history, both teams have faced each other 6 times, and they have split 3-3. So you're looking to see a pretty good powerhouse run today. If you look at the points, Caruthersville might have a little bit of the edge as they're averaging 43.4 points a game to Ste. Gen's 36. Ste. Gen's allowing a straight 19 points a game, and they are allowing 19.6 points a game. So you're looking at a pretty good statistics. With me tonight is Brody Kreitler.
Yep.
How you doing? Broden Kreitler, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing good. Excited for tonight's game. Obviously, you said it's going to be a great matchup tonight, and I'm just really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. If you look at the game tonight right now that's showing up as far as statistics are concerned, the passing game for the Caruthersville team is looking at their quarterback, whose name is Jared Hudgens. Hudgens is 26 of 54 for 589 yards in the air, 5 TDs, and 3 interceptions. But he also has carried the ball 38 times for 348 yards, 7 TDs, averages about 9 yards a carry. Their main offensive weapon tonight is number 3, Sammy Bryant. Sammy Bryant, a running back, has 171 carries for 1,580 yards. He's averaging almost 10 yards a carry with 22 TDs, and he has no fumbles. So Ste. Gen's going to have their hands full trying to maintain Mr. Bryant. Going on the receiving side for him, though, is number 4. That's Josiah Lockridge, the receiver. He's averaged about 294 yards, 29 yards a catch, 3 TDs in the end zone, and he's amassed 294 yards. The other 2 is basically number 2, Donzel Foster, and number 18, Keaston Clowers. Both have respectively averaged about 19 to 29 yards a catch, 192 yards for number 2, Foster, and for number 18, Clowers has 205 yards on 7 catches and 3 TDs. So he's pretty fast when he gets the ball in the open area. So looking at coming into tonight, Ste. Genevieve and what they've got going here, Luke Ferrano right now is one of the main reasons why Ste. Gen is doing as well as they are. Ferrano has 104 attempts for 950 yards. Tonight he could eclipse 1,000 yards in the air for passing. He's averaging about 118 yards a game for passing with 11 TDs, and he's only been intercepted twice. Ferrano also uses his legs pretty well as he has 106 carries for 783 yards on the ground, and he's got 13 TDs. Also helping Ste. Genevieve with the running game is Owen Roth, Justin Schweigert, and Wyatt Grind. Combined together, they have 1,039 yards, 13 TDs, and are working really well together in a tandem. When you look at the receiving stats, Grind and Ottens are the big receivers for them. Combined, they have 650, combined, they have, let's just say Grind has 321, but all-purpose yards, he's got 650 all-purpose yards and 5 TDs. Ottens has 276 yards in the air, 3 TDs. Going to the defensive side for Ste. Gen, they're going to lean heavily on the defense tonight. Paul Taylor is leading with 50 tackles, 22 solo, 28 assists, 6 sacks, and 16 tackles for a loss, and 1 forced fumble. Drake Meyer, Max Krupe, and Mason Trollinger are the next 3 pretty much almost pretty even in tackles, 135 combined. They've got 69 combined solo tackles, 66 assists, 3 sacks combined, 9 tackles for a loss, and Trollinger has 2 interceptions. So defense is going to have to be spot on tonight if they want to compete.
For sure,
And looking at basically the piece of that, you got to hope that St. Gen shows up here. All right, so moving into tonight, we're going to reconnect our Wirecast here as we are going on here. And we should be preceding this broadcast as we get ready to kick off, as both teams meet in the middle here to determine who's going to receive and who's going to kick on the coin toss. Broden, what do you think tonight, given the stats and the records and knowing our team and seeing this Caruthersville team?
Yeah, well, tonight's going to be a good matchup, and like you were just talking about on defense, that's something St. Gen, the Dragons have gotten really good or have improved a ton this year is their defense. Later onto the season got way better compared to the beginning of the year, and like you said, that's going to be a big factor for them here tonight. Obviously, we know they can score the ball. We know both teams can score the ball.
Right.
Like you said, it's just going to be a big defensive night.
Well, and like you were saying on defense, they got to get out in a hurry. They got to put a stop on a couple drives, and that may be tough. I mean, this running back that they're going against, he's the real deal. You don't come into a season, 7-1 and have 1,500 yards. He gets 56% of the offensive plays, so they hand off quite a lot to him. And then they throw a mixed bag of one other running back, and then the quarterback can keep it and run it out of the pocket. So when you see that stat, you think, well, from the quarterback's perspective, he has 596 yards, but you don't need to throw it that much.
No, yeah.
I mean, if your running back's got 22 touchdowns, he's pretty much controlling the clock and, the pace of the game. So we're looking to see that. Also looking at their statistics, they don't have as many people playing both ways on defense as well as offense. So a little bit different shift than it was the other last game where Jefferson R7 came in and basically their entire offense almost played defense as well, and they were just worn out by – getting into about the third quarter or whatever, and now they're, we're going to see a little bit different element here tonight. So looking at, I guess, the conversation that's happening on the middle of the field here, a little bit longer than I think anticipated, but still all right. We'll find out what ends up happening here, and we're going to get the call here. Looks like Caruthersville got the coin toss, and they elect to receive first. So they will receive to start off with. St. Gen will get the ball back after the half. St. Gen likes to kind of lead with their defense anyway. So we'll see how that works out for them. With 42 seconds left on the clock before kickoff here, we'll be back in a moment. All right, so as both teams line up here for the ensuing kickoff to start the game, just a little tidbit here. I believe one of the line judges or the main referee tonight with the white hat on is John Bach. Rumor is this may be his last game as he's looking to retire, so let's hope he has a good one for himself.
Oh, for sure.
So St. Gen kind of chip shots there, keeping it away from their main running back. And he slips a few tackles there. And that would be number 18, Kirsten Clowers.
Tackle made by number 4, Maddox Sutton for the Dragons.
So St. Gen comes out on defense here. And we'll see what kind of offensive scheme the Tigers will dial up against the Dragons, as they have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. So spread formation with running back in the back, shotgun formation for the quarterback. So Hudgens in the shotgun formation in motion, gives it to the halfback, and he plows through, and he gets about 8 or 9 on that first carry. And you can see why Bryant is so effective right now. He's low center of gravity. He's built like a brick house.
Yeah, just bulldozes his way through and
keeps his legs pumping. So they're going to have to gang tackle here, hit low and wrap, and kind of wear him down. So 8 yards on the carry. It's 2nd and 2, first series. And quarterback's going to keep this one as he hits the gap. He's brought down by number 50, Sawyer Bowman, for the tackle, but not before first down. So the ball will be spotted on the 39-yard line for Caruthersville. And you can see that this is going to be a steady dose of on-the-ground action here.
Coming out hot, they're already 2 plays in and, made up about 20 yards here off of run play. So that kind of sets the tone for how this game is going to go.
2-man backfield here for running backs. Got a lead back blocker, receiver in motion. Fake handoff, quarterback keeps it and is tackled immediately by Paul Taylor. And they're going to need a lot of that from Paul tonight if they're going to compete.
Definitely did a good job getting through the line, and, quarterback held it and was able to
I think he just got back to the line of scrimmage, So 2nd and 10 here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Or make that 2 to the left. Brian in the backfield. Hudgens the quarterback, shotgun formation. Hudgens gets the ball. Fake handoff to Bryant, inside slant, and tackled immediately by Bosler. And that'll be about a 9-yard gain. And that ball went to number 4, Lockridge. And Lockridge is their number 1 receiver. So everybody's getting a little touch for the ball early on here.
Just a quick little slant route, got past Bosler and was able to get some yards off that.
So this is a 3rd and 1. I'd imagine they're just going to pound this right up in there. So looks like Hudgens is going to go under the center. Could be a quarterback keeper. And a fumble on the ball. I don't know if he got it back or not. And it looks like St. Gen got the ball as it was kicked out. And that would be Mason Trollinger who got the ball. So that ball was all over the ground. No one could see anything, and it hit all the way out to the secondary. And big turnover there, as it looked like it was a botched snap from the center to the quarterback.
Oh, for sure,
No idea if he was going to keep it and try to sneak it up the middle or if he was going to hand it off. They didn't make good contact here as St. Gen goes spread formation, 2 receivers to either side. Schweigert in the backfield. Ferrano fakes it and keeps the ball, goes up the middle, follows a blocker, still on his feet, and he's rotating to the other side. Great blocking there by Grind, giving him an opportunity to get to the outside, and big run to about the 35-yard line of the Dragons. And there's a flag on the play. And usually when there's a flag on the play on the outside, it's usually a holding play. And it's going to be a holding against St. Gen. And
I mean, it's been all year, St. Gen has a big play. You think they do a good job holding a block or something like that, and they have a big play, and next thing you know,
flag is thrown
in the foot, and it goes right back to the beginning.
So it's a 1st down and 3 for St. Gen on that play. split receivers to the left, one to the right. Ferrano, shotgun formation. Got Grind and Roth sticking up on the ends here. Usually somebody goes into motion, and it'll be Grind in motion. And Ferrano looks to throw, and he's got number 7 wide open. That's Roth. Roth is pushed out of bounds, but not before he gets to the 45-yard line as St. Gen continues to move the ball a little. And so Ferrano kind of peels out there on the motion there by Grind. And Roth just kind of slips right out there into the flats.
I think everybody was kind of looking at Grind there in motion.
Absolutely.
And Roth was there kind of left on his own.
So St. Gen overload to the left. Quick setup. They snap the ball. Ferrano has the ball. He's got an open lane. He could go all the way. Ferrano pretty fast on his feet, and he didn't get it. Wow, he was close. So Ferrano gets to about the 1-yard line on that quick snap play with the overload to the left. Good blocking scheme by the offense there, and they were able to penetrate and go far. That's basically a 1-yard to go play here as we are full set of downs. Overload to the left again. Roth in the backfield. Otten's by himself all alone over to the right. And Roth gets the ball and cruises in, and that'll be 6 points for St. Gen as they get on the board first. So St. Gen monopolizing that opportunity for the turnover, and that's what you got to do right there.
Oh, for sure. You know, St. Gen, they just look like they're having a good time here on offense, executing plays like we just seen. They, you know, in four downs, they go from pretty much the 40-yard line to get a touchdown. And, you know, seen it quite a bit there on a couple of the plays. They like to go on the outside. I don't know if they're just maybe picking on the Tigers' defense or what, but definitely went on the outside of the
absolutely. Well, and some of it's to the middle and to the outside. So it looks like they're sealing the linebacker and keeping him from, keeping the play on the inside. I will say that Ferrano's run, which was pretty unscripted, he just found the open area and just got to it, and it was a great opportunity for him to, get into the open lane. Unfortunately, he got brought back on the one, but then, hey, they follow up with a nice reception.
Back and
yes. So there was a flag on that extra point. I think Caruthersville jumped off sides trying to get an early stop on the kick. Ottens was able to put it through regardless, and they pull the flag as St. Gen declines. And with 8:35 left to play in the first quarter, St. Gen strikes first on this chilly evening. Although for me, I kind of like it. I like the cooler air. This is football. This is football weather right here.
I'd way rather it be cold and I wear a sweatshirt and some pants than it being, 85 degrees and I'm sweating.
Oh, absolutely. And it's about that time of the year anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I know October's been holding it off, but I think this last week or so it's
finally hit, yeah.
Exactly. So Caruthersville will line up to receive the ball again, and we'll see if St. Gen kind of makes an adjustment on special teams as they ran the ball back and got fairly decent field position to start off with.
Yeah.
We'll see if Coach Pope definitely doesn't want to put it in the hands of their number one runner in the backfield. And they kick it over to the left away from him. And it's going to go back to the receiver again, who's a good runner. I mean, he's their best receiver. He's still on his feet. And finally tackled and brought down by, looked like Krupe.
So once again, as you were just talking about, getting good field position there off of a kickoff and see if they can capitalize on it.
Well, and Clowers is one of their better receivers. He runs fast, he runs hard, and but the alternative, the alternative is to kick it to Bryant.
Yeah,
you don't want to put it in his hands.
You definitely don't want to do that.
So tight formation here for the Tigers. Hudgens throws it out to Bryant, and Bryant is tackled by Trollinger. Nice job there. And that'll be about 3 yards on that carry, 2 or 3 yards. Great job by the Dragons to contain. And I do believe that Schweigert got first nip at him and allowed Trollinger to come up and hit him in the legs and bring him down. So the Tigers are going to overload to the right here. 3 receivers and 1 to the left. They'll have, looks like Clowers by himself. The running back, Bryant, He's out right now, and the quarterback's going to keep it as he weaves up the middle, and he's definitely going to get the first down as he's untouched. He picks up about 9 yards. So great play there by Caruthersville. So Hudgens isn't a small individual himself. I mean, he's pretty built as well, and not afraid to run. And we saw him throwing earlier in warm-ups, and he's got a pretty good arm.
Yeah, they can. I mean, he can definitely do it all here tonight.
So 2 receivers to the right, back in motion. They give it and hit immediately initial contact by, it looked like Trollinger, but he carries him. Or no, that was Max Krupe, and he carries Krupe just another yard or two as he gets about 6 or 7 yards on that. And Krupe hit Bryant right where he needed to in the legs.
Yeah.
Just that guy's got some ham hocks, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Split receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hudgens in shotgun formation. 2 back setup here. Back in motion. Fake handoff. Quarterback, he hit it in the backfield, but he sheds it, and he's going to be hit and brought down. And nice job. Gang tackling there by Krupe and number 3. That would be Talon Pinkley, as he looked like he got airtime on that. And there was one other hitter in there, but I couldn't see who it was. And that was a good gang tackle there by St. Gen. And it brings up a 3rd and 6. This could be a big big down for St. Gen. I look to see maybe a slant pass here on the outside, maybe to their receiver here. A little confusion. Hudgens shotgun formation calls timeout as it wasn't working out. Didn't like the formation, and his team seemed a little bit confused on where they needed to be. And that's going to be a timeout and an early one for the Tigers. And we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's has been serving the best pizza, pasta, and suds in Ste. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown St. Gen's oldest family restaurant and a proud sponsor of SGHS Sports. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, so we're back. Looks like a tight formation with, looks like Brian in the backfield, and they're going to hand it to number 2, the off running back, who is Donzel Foster, the other running back, who's had some success also on the team as well. Don't let it be overshadowed. He's pretty fast, but they were able to bring him down, and he didn't get much of a gain on that play, so that's a 4th down and 4. And we'll see what the Tigers elect to do here as far as, they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah.
So what are they going to call? Hudgens gets the play call in. Brian in the backfield with number 7. Trayshawn Mays, kind of like the lead blocker. Mays in motion. And hand off to Bryant. They're going to let him run. And he's tackled. This may be close. It looks like he got a first down, though. And he does.
Yep.
And a good hard run there by Bryant. And that's going to be all night. They got to watch that. So it looks like 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield here with the exception of Hudgens and Bryant in the backfield. Hudgens shotgun formation here. And he hands off to Bryant. Bryant is hit immediately by Paul Taylor in the backfield, and he went nowhere. That was a loss of about a yard or so. And great job by Paul Taylor as he was able to penetrate right through the line almost untouched. And that's exactly what you're going to need.
Yeah, and that's his second one tonight. I mean, Dragons' defensive line's doing a pretty good job here tonight getting through, the Tigers' O-line.
Yes.
So hopefully that will continue throughout the night.
Well, and they're overloading with four on the line. They have 5 linemen. Looks like now they got 6, so they're showing blitz. Mays in motion. Quick pitch over to And another hit to the running back. Looks like he got about 3 or 4 yards that time as he was hit by number 2, Justin Schweigert. Schweigert hit Bryant. We'll see what that comes up out. So 3rd and 6, he got about 6 yards on that carry. And we'll see here how the Dragons respond on 3rd down. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. Hutchins checks his play call here. And he's going to keep it himself, and he's hit immediately in the backfield, but he's still able to pull through and get about 3 or 4 yards.
So Caruthersville's doing a really good job of that. You know, their running backs, their quarterbacks, and their wide receivers, you know, have been doing a really good job of just staying up and just pushing through, getting a couple extra yards just to make it that much closer. And
that, I think, was Drake Meyer who made initial contact, just missed him in the backfield. That would have been huge if he could have brought him down.
Oh,
and it's 4th and 2 now as Mays and Bryant set up. Hudgens with the ball, and he gives it to Bryant, and Bryant's going to go nowhere as he is just swarmed by the Dragons, and that's going to be a change of possession. And great effort there by the Dragons to hold them on a 4th down and short. And that's going to bring on the offense.
So like I said, once again, an amazing job by the defensive line. They're playing a big role here tonight, getting, you know, tremendous sacks and tackles for the Dragons defense here tonight.
And they definitely clogged up the line there and was able to push the offensive back. So St. Gen's offense lines up, tight formation to the left side, and they're going to hand it off to Schweigert, and he follows Roth, but is hit. Good blocking scheme. He just couldn't keep up with Roth on that. He gets about a yard or so before he's brought down. And Schweigert got a little bit more the last game or so, got a couple more carries.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he's starting to feel a little better, starting to heal finally.
Yeah, I think he was having some ankle issues for a couple games.
So 2 receivers to the left, Ferrano in shotgun formation, Schweigert in the backfield. Roth semi-split out over to the right. Roth in motion. And Ferrano moves to the left, looks to throw, and he's going to come back to the right, and he gets
number 19, Justin Slinkard.
And Slinkard, little razzle-dazzle there as Slinkard picks up about 8. And so a little fake pass run over to the left side, turns and
dodges a defender, dodges a rusher, and was able to find an open man.
Absolutely.
So with 1:25 left here to play in the first quarter, it's gonna be 3 and 2.
So 3rd down and 2 right now,
3rd and 2.
Usually this is where they sometimes let the quarterback try and get a few yards, and it's overload to the left. Ferrano, empty backfield. He's going to keep it, and Ferrano is going to run it. He goes to the outside, and he's got some room as they seal him. I don't see a flag. Ferrano's still moving, and he goes out of bounds around the 30-yard line. Great run by Luke Ferrano.
Oh, yeah.
As once again, St. Gen's offense is able to seal to the outside.
Yeah, push it to the outside.
And that was a big run there. So the ball on the 30-yard line, and about 1 minute left to play here in the first quarter. St. Gen up 7-0 as they monopolized on a turnover early in the game with a botched snap from the center to the quarterback. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ferrano in the backfield. Grind in motion. He hands it to Grind. Grind's going to try to pull, and he follows a couple of his blockers up. Gets about 5 yards, maybe 7 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd down. Good run by Grind and good blocking scheme there. 33 seconds on the game clock, so they will get one more play in as there's 42 on the main clock here. Otten's out left by himself, 2 receivers to the right. Ferrano in the backfield, hands to Schweigert. Schweigert follows his blocker through, and he gets a couple yards, and I think it's enough to push the sticks, and that may be the last play for the first quarter. And St. Gen right now doesn't have to run a play if they don't want to.
Oh, no, definitely just let it go and get a breather here.
Absolutely. And that's what they're going to do, as we're going to let the first quarter come to a close. St. Gen up on top 7-0 as they're driving right now, and they're on about the 22-yard line. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for St. Gen. So that's the end of the first quarter. We'll be back after this.
It takes a community to build a great team, and that's why we are so proud to partner with Ciro's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Ciro's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it. Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
Okay, we're back to start the second quarter of play in the first half. St. Gen up by 7. Knocking on the door here as they are on their 17-yard line. It's 1st and 10. St. Gen comes out of the huddle quick. Overload to the left as they shift. Ferrano empty backfield. He takes the ball, and he's going to run it as he's trying to follow his blockers. He gets to the outside and is hit by one of the defensive player, number 2, Donzel Foster, but not before he picks up a few yards there. And that'll be a first down and a new set of downs here. And I guess it's going to be 1st and goal.
1st and goal. And
so St. Gen will have the ball spotted on the 8-yard line. They'll have 4 plays to try and punch us in. Ottens goes to the outside, split, quick out of the huddle again. Looks like Roth in the backfield. He's going to get the ball, and he fumbles it. And I got a feeling that may be a turnover there. And it is, as Caruthersville recovers, as Roth gets the quick pitch and mishandles it. It falls on the ground, and that'll be a turnover. And the Tigers have the ball in deep position now as it's on the 8-yard line. So, I mean, if you're the defense right now.
Yeah, you still definitely have some wiggle room if you're the Dragons defense. You know, they have to go 90 yards down the field here. But
right. So, looks like Caruthersville lines up here. Hutchins in shotgun formation. Looking probably give it to Bryant here. Snap. Hands it off to Bryant. Bryant trying to go the outside, and he's brought back inside. Good job by number 5, Max Krupe, bringing him back in, and then finished off by number 73. That would be Madden Wolk. So good job there by St. Gen to contain and keep him inside. I got a feeling if he gets to the outside, he's gone.
Oh, for sure, you know.
So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bryant, single back in the backfield. Hudgens, shotgun formation, calls for the ball. He looks to throw, inside pass, and through the hands of the receiver. That would be number 2, Donzel Foster. He put a little pepper on that, and it just went right through his hands.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11. So St. Gen kind of lucked on that one. He was open enough to get the ball. I don't know if it would have been a first down, but it would have been close. And you don't see too many. He hadn't passed the ball too much. They've ran the ball consistently so far. So the Tigers line up. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2-man backfield. Mays in motion as he's going out. They're going to throw a deep ball, and he's got him, and he overshot him. And looked like number 6, Grind, got fooled, and Grind was sorely dusted on that one had he have caught that ball. And I think what had happened was number 2, Foster, he slowed down.
Yeah.
He actually slowed down, and then I think if he would have just kept going, that ball was thrown right on the money.
Yeah, most definitely.
So another missed key there, and luckily for Ste. Gen it was. And that'll bring up a 4th down as they're going to try to, or at least it looks like they may try to punt here. I don't know. So Hudgens in the backfield. He calls for the ball. Poorly snapped and almost blocked. And a fair call. And John Bach throws the flag on a very poor acting job by the kicker. There was a fair catch call, and I don't know if he was touched beforehand or not. I don't know quite how that played out. There was a loose ball, and I don't know whose ball got it. And it's going to be roughing the kicker. And I have to say, if I had an action replay on that,
yeah, it's definitely a little bit of flop there.
Yeah, there wasn't much of anything there. The quarterback just did a nice little belly flop after he got hit.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lennon was thrown on the field. Now it's, I don't know what they're, and I don't know what the initial call was over here on the kick. It was kind of muffed.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't know if he was touched or how that played out. So anyway, if you have a roughing the kicker, that's an automatic first down for the offense. And defense is going to have to come back out on the field. And it's going to be a first down. Ball will be spotted around the 11, I don't know.
On the 8.
Yeah, on the 8-yard line. So that brings it out a little bit for them. Okay, so it's still 4th and 11.
Oh,
Or 4th and 6. All right. So they could still kick it again here or go for it. I can't imagine them going for it, but, I mean, who knows, man. And so he calls for the ball. Hudgens goes up. Almost blocked again, and Krupe's going to let this one. And Krupe actually catches the ball and goes out on the 50-yard line, and now another flag. And getting ugly fast. The Tigers seem to think that it's on Ste. Gen. I don't know what it would be, other than unsportsmanlike or some extracurricular after the whistle. Unsportsmanlike against Ste. Gen. And we've seen this before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd say, in my opinion, I think it almost gets worse and worse every game. You know, Dragons just penalty after penalty almost every game.
And the unsportsmanlike is one of those penalties that is it's preventable.
It. Yeah, you can control it.
Holding is one thing, and sometimes you make contact too soon before the ball gets there, or something to that effect. But you can control how you operate when it's after the play, when you're engaged with another player on the team, and what comes out of your mouth. I have no idea what that one was called or who it was called on, as Coach Pope tries to argue it down on the field. He's not going to get much sympathy out of that. And so Ste. Gen will take over on the 35-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ste. Gen up by 1 score. 10-11 on the clock. Schweigert in the backfield. Roth in motion. And handoff to Schweigert. Schweigert's going to follow Roth back. And he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 on that carry. And we'll see how Ste. Gen methodically moves the ball here, if they move it. So far they've been successful, I feel, offensively.
Oh, yeah.
running the ball.
Yeah,
and
definitely running the ball.
A few pass plays here or there. So you got 2 receivers to the left and right. Empty backfield for Ferrano. Ferrano gets the sign. Roth in motion, handoff to Roth. Roth is going to follow lead blocker out. And, ooh, that looked like a horse collar there, and there is a flag on that one. That was very easy to see there on the sideline.
Yeah, for sure.
And that'll be a penalty against the Tigers as Roth picks up almost a first down. He gets about 5 yards on the carry before he's grabbed on the back of his neck and horse collared out. That's a personal foul. With 9:20 on the clock as it stops. St. Gen will get a new set of downs here as the ball moves a little bit further on down the field. That's a 15-yard penalty. So ball spotted on the 40-yard line. St. Gen staying in the same formation. It looks like dual receivers to either side. Schweigert in the backfield. Ferrano shotgun formation. And they're going to see like Schweigert's going to go to the other side of Ferrano here. Plenty of time on the clock. Ferrano fake and hands it off. He keeps the ball and goes up the middle, picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards. Fake handoff to Schweigert up the middle as he gets blasted when he goes through. So you know the fake worked out. So 2nd and 7. Ferrano picks up 3. Ottens is going to stay split out to the left. It looks like Slinker's out to the right along with Schweigert. Roth and Grind, tight formation up on the line here. Empty backfield for Ferrano. Grind in motion, and he fakes it to, Ferrano fakes it to Grind, and Ferrano's got an open path right up the middle. Nobody there to help out, and that's going to be a touchdown as he takes it to the house, 35 yards. That was great fake to Grind.
For sure. You know, he held it a little long. Definitely could see that the Tigers had someone, you know, there, was about ready to tackle Grind, actually, and then he, you know, pulled it out and was able to go straight down the middle and find an open gap for a touchdown.
Absolutely, and great play call and good good execution as Ottens lines up for the extra point here for St. Gen. St. Gen trying to put one more on the board as they're up 13-0. There's a snap and another offsides on Caruthersville as they're trying to get a little bit of an edge there to try and block this. So now if you're St. Gen, you got the ball on like the 1 yard line. What do? Do you try to punch it in or do you kick it? It's half the distance to the goal.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be satisfied with just putting points on the board. Ottens is going to stay out there to kick it. He's usually automatic. I don't even know if he's missed one this year, has he?
I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, if anything.
Tough snap. And great job by the Bennett, I think, is the guy who catches the ball and puts it down. That ball was actually snapped behind him. He caught it, brought it back, and put it in. And that was good enough for Ottens to kick it through. So great execution there and save by Bennett. And if you're just tuning in, St. Gen just scored on a long run, about 35-yard run by Luke Ferrano up the middle on a quarterback fake handoff, and he kept it up there. And we're 14-0 here. St. Gen now has taken a little bit more comfortable lead, but I wouldn't get too comfortable.
Yeah, you'd know Caruthersville can definitely light a spark here. And as we were talking about, their running back, you know, an outstanding player. You can definitely run the ball, and you don't want to, you know, give him some room to maybe get a comeback coming.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, when you got receivers who are on average anywhere from 29 to 19 yards every catch, I mean, that means that they have some explosive speed as well.
For sure, yeah.
So we'll see what St. Gen does here on special teams, as both times they have kicked it to number 18, Keyston Clowers, the receiver, and he's brought it at least close to the 50-yard line. Clowers over to the left here. And they're going to kick it again to him, so he's going to get another opportunity. And he brings it in, and he's pursued around. That looked like a block in the back. Oh, and it's a fumble, and there's a flag. And I don't know what happened there. I think the ball went out of bounds. But I don't know who the flag was on, but it was thrown, and it was a hit. I'd have to say holding.
Yeah.
I mean, well, and you have to think that ball may be a little slick with the weather right now.
Oh, yeah.
You got a little bit of rain spitting here and there, and the moisture's up pretty good right now. So
that can definitely affect the ball, on that fumble there for sure.
So let's see where they spot the ball here. So probably it's the spot of the foul where the holding occurred. And they're going to run it back from there. And looks like it's going to be on the 31-yard line, or 32-yard line. So Caruthersville takes over here on offense. 8:03 left to play on the clock. Split receivers to the left, one to the right. Mays and Bryan in the backfield. Bryan gets the ball. Bryan has some space. Hit initially by, looks like Trollinger and then Drake, and they drag him down, but not before he gets about 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah.
So ball spotted. Looks like on the 40-yard line here. Same formation. Hudgens gets the snap, hands it to Bryant. Bryant trying to weave. He's hit initially and hit again by Taylor, and he goes nowhere as he's eventually gang tackled there. And good initial hit at the line, forcing him back, and then good secondary hit was just enough to bring in the cavalry there.
And we're seeing him try to go on the almost the outside here, as Dragons are doing a great job, swarming him. Our safeties and linebackers are just, tracking him down, and not letting him pick up any more yards than they want him to.
Yeah, and the defense is doing a good job sealing him.
Oh, for sure.
To the inside instead, making initial contact and then following with gang tackling tonight. Split receivers to the right. Mays in motion. Hand off to Bryant. He goes to the outside. He's hit up. Nice job by number 73. And that is Madden Woke. Krupe forced him out back to the inside as he makes that juke move. Woke comes up and hits. Nice job. So that brings up a 4th and 3. And I don't think that Caruthersville had expected going, a lot of 4th downs this game, so many at least in the first half of play.
For sure, yeah.
Now they're lining up to make it look like a punt. It's 4th and 3 on the 39-yard line. 5:57 left to play. St. Gen content with just letting them, I think, kick it here as they don't want to fake. And that ball is kicked, and St. Gen just going to let it go. And looks like it's going to fall on the 29-yard line as it's caught by one of the Tigers. And St. Gen's offense comes out. Great defensive stand again, forcing another punt.
And like we said, that's going to be the big factor here tonight. As we know, Caruthersville Tigers, they definitely have a lot of good offensive players. They can, they can score the ball. And, the Dragons are pretty much giving them a goose egg here on the scoreboard and just not letting them get anywhere.
No, and the Dragons are kind of spreading it around tonight with different backs and looks here. Looks like they got stacked receivers to the right and the left. Frano, shotgun formation with Justin Schweigert in the backfield. There's the snap. He hands off to Justin. Schweigert's still on his feet. Gets about 2 yards or so on that carry. That'll bring up a 2nd down and about 8. And, something that St. Gen has done so far tonight, other than the penalty, they have on offense giving themselves an opportunity to get a first down and not find themselves, third and 15 or whatever. I mean, it's been close.
They're definitely making it easy on the offense and, not stressing them out with those fourth and longs and third and longs.
Absolutely. Split receivers to the right, tight formation. Schweigert in motion. Verano will keep the ball going up the middle. He's still on his feet, and it's kind of a push and pull. There's no whistle, and finally there's a whistle, and Verano gets forward motion. Looks like he picked up about 4 or 5. That'll bring up a third and short, 3rd and 2 here. St. Gen letting the clock run, 4:31. 23 on the game clock here. St. Gen comes out of the huddle quick. Overload to the left. Verano in the backfield. Shotgun formation by himself. He's going to keep the ball. He's looking at his lead blockers. He tries to get to the outside, and he does get the first down. And that's all he needed was 2 yards.
Oh, yeah. Great play there just to pick up a couple the couple yards they needed as he just, once again went right out to the outside, had great blocking, and got the first down.
Yeah, and this play wasn't designed to get, 50 yards on it.
Oh, yeah.
Just short yardage here. As St. Gen calls in a play, clock runs. 3:54. If you're just tuning in, St. Gen leading 14-0. They scored once each quarter. Looks like Schweigert out by himself, tight formation. Grind in motion. They give it to Grind. Grind going up the middle, picks up about 3, maybe 4 yards. And that'll bring up about a 2nd and 6. Otten split out to the left by himself. And it looks like Slinkard and Schweigert is going to also split out over to the right. Roth is going to stay in here, along with Grind. Empty backfield, Verano, shotgun formation. Grind in motion, and they hand it to Grind again. Grind's going to keep it, and he's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he might pick up a yard or so, but I don't know. So that'll bring up about a 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 4. Wouldn't surprise me to see a quick slant throw here if they can get a one-on-one to the outside.
For sure.
That's been Otten's meat and potatoes when we need it.
Definitely would be, a good way to catch Tigers off guard, as either team hasn't really looked the throne too much. They've, tried here and there and weren't too successful with it. So
tight formation here, and I'm looking to see him maybe call a timeout. They're just going to let the clock run down, and that's exactly what Pope had in mind. He wanted to just run some more time off, and the less time the other team has, if they don't get this first down, the better off. Yeah. Obviously, St. Gen is. So they'll run one more. If they don't get the first down, they'll let that clock run down to a minute something before they kick it. So that'll be a timeout for St. Gen, and we'll be back in a moment. So coming out of the timeout with 2:16 left to play in the second quarter of the first half. It's 3rd and 4. Ball spotted on the 46-yard line. Tight formation for St. Gen. Verano is under the center here. Grind in motion. Fake snap. He's going to throw. He's looking for a receiver. Nobody's open. And Verano just keeps the ball, and he's going to run, and he's going to get the first down.
First down.
No flag on the play.
Yeah.
So great job spreading out the defense there, and the defensive end had a shot at Ferrano. He just overran him. Great.
Oh, yeah, Ferrano, definitely a good runner. Like I kind of like saying, he's kind of like our quarterback running back, as he really likes to run the ball, and he's really fast with it, and that's where you see him a lot of times. Third down, fourth down, he'll take it himself and give the Dragons first down.
Yeah, and it's tough to mess with. He's a dual threat. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, yeah.
Quick overload to the left. Ferrano takes the ball. He's going to keep it. He goes up the middle, missed the first tackle, and probably picks up a yard or so on that. Not much there, but he gets out of bounds. .201 left to play here in the first half. 2nd and 7. Ferrano gets 3 yards on that. Ball spotted on the 43-yard line. Great possession here and ball control by the Dragons. Grind will go split out to the right. Ottens to the left. Roth in the backfield. Ferrano in the shotgun. Ottens in motion. And he looks to throw. He's got Ottens, and he overshoots him. And the Tigers weren't fooled on that one.
Yeah, I think Ottens kind of misran his route a little bit as he kind of turned and went off towards the sideline a little earlier than Ferrano expected him to. I feel like Ferrano thought he was going to go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Therefore, his, overthrown ball.
Well, and he did have Grind out there in the flats, wide open. But I think he was focused on Ottens there, going for it all.
Mm-hmm.
So overload to the left. Ottens spread out to the right. Overload now to the right as they move. And looks like he looks to throw again. He's got Roth wide open. Roth makes the catch. And he's still in bounds. Oh, my. And doing a tiptoe dance.
Yeah, that was a
ballerina style.
Outstanding balance there from Roth as he was able to get the first down and then 10 more yards.
Yeah, so Roth makes the catch. Twinkle toes out about another 10 yards, and it's 1:47 left with a first and 10 on the 20-yard line. St. Gen moving the ball here, looking to try and strike one more time before the half, which would be beneficial to them. They get the ball coming in the second half. Split receivers to the left, one to the right. Schweigert in the backfield. They're going to just go ahead and give it to him. He's going to run up the middle here. He's still on his feet, and he's hit finally and finds a wall. Not before he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. And they're going to let the clock kind of run a little bit more here with 1:37. St. Gen still has 2 timeouts. Odds are Pope will use them if he needs them, barring like a long, quick run here, another 20-yard run or something to that effect.
Draw up a good play there.
So split receivers to the right. That'd be Ottens and Grind. Schweigert stays in the backfield. Ferrano shotgun. Grind in motion. Hand off to Grind. He's going to follow blockers out. And he's hit. Picks up a couple yards there. Good run by Grind. And it's going to be short as we got a player down. And that looks like to be Schweigert. No, that's number 72.
Jacob Warren.
So Warren shaking up on that play, and they're going to call a timeout, St. Gen, and let Warren shake that off as they need him as a blocker. Hopefully he's all right, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, so timeout's over. Split receivers to the right, Roth and Ottens. A little overload to the left here is an empty backfield. Ferrano, shotgun. Roth in motion. And a fake handoff. Roth hits his quarterback from behind and kind of took away from his opportunity to run there as it's like Ferrano got hit from behind and pushed through the line. Not much he could do about that. A little miscommunication there. And Looks like it's going to be tie formation, overload to the left, shotgun formation. Ferrano's going to keep the ball and follow him. He's trying to pound it in. Not going to happen. But it looks like he may have got a first down, and that's all they needed. And so it's going to be 1st and goal for Ste. Gen. 25 seconds left to play here. Ste. Gen only has 1 timeout. Otten's in motion. Ferrano takes the ball, looks to throw, and he's going to have to come back. Doesn't want to take a sack on this. And he lets the ball go, and it's up in the air. Oh, my gosh, and just what a lucky break for Ste. Gen, because there was no receiver in the area.
You had 2 players going for the ball, and neither one of them could decide who was going to catch it, and they just let it fall to the ground.
Boy, and I tell you, those 2 defensive players are probably wanting that back.
Oh, for sure.
Because that would have been a huge shot in the arm for Caruthersville. With 6 seconds left to play, it's 2nd and 8. Ste. Gen still has 1 timeout left. So they can't afford to kind of move around the pocket. He's got to just quick throw. Ottens could probably put this through. So overload to the left, tight formation. Roth in the backfield. Ferrano gets the ball, fake, throws it inside, and hits Ottens, and it's right there. And a little bit of contact off the line, but no call, and Ottens misses that one. And it was right there, man, exactly what they wanted, as it's 3rd and 8 with 2 seconds. And so looks like they're going to bring out the kicking unit. And Ottens is going to try and put one through here.
You know, put some points on the board here.
Yeah, you don't throw away points.
For sure, and we know they're going to get the ball back here after halftime, so
exactly.
You might as well.
Ottens has a pretty decent leg, so we'll see how Ste. Gen does. Snapping the ball, getting it down. Snap is there. Hold is good. Ottens takes it up, and he puts it through for 3 as time expires in the first half. And Ste. Gen will go up 17-0 at half. Great job by Ottens getting that ball in.
For sure, yeah.
And good job by Ste. Gen as they start the second half going into the game 17-0, and they're getting the ball back. That's got to be a real boost for them, and they've got to feel pretty positive about that coming into today's game against a very good team. Both teams 7-1, very similar in statistics, and so we're going to come now with the halftime show. We'll leave it live and try to leave the microphone on. Hopefully you'll hear something, and we'll be back at half. Just a bit. Maybe that'll give them a little bit more. Hopefully no one says anything. Yeah, says anything. Well, it's not us.
All right, I'm going to go do some okay.
Waiting on Bach.
entering the field for your halftime entertainment, the Ste.Genevieve High School Emeralds. Your Ste.Genevieve High School Emeralds. And now, coming onto the field for your halftime entertainment, the Ste.Genevieve High School Marching Band and Flight Corps. Drum majors, Cecilia Mooney and Katie Goat. Are you ready for your performance? May take the field. your St. Genevieve High School Marching Dragons and Flag Corps. Okay, get your tickets out for the half and half, the $76. Okay, winning ticket 730041. 730041.
You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's has been serving the best pizza, pasta, and suds in St. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown St. Jen's oldest family restaurant and a proud sponsor of SGHS Sports. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. You're watching
All right, getting ready to start off the second half of the game here as the Caruthersville Tigers have traveled here to St. Gen tonight. St. Gen's last home game. And senior night for them. St. Gen leads 17-0 right now. And St. Gen will get the ball to start off the second half. Great opportunity here for them to kind of push the envelope here a little bit more.
For sure, yeah.
With maybe a good possession here, score and go up, go up by 24. I mean, it's definitely within their range. I know if you're a Tiger right now,
yeah.
you want a solid stop and change of possession and an opportunity to put some points on the board before this gets out of control. St. Gen done a great job so far on defense tonight against the Tigers, controlling their running back a little bit, limiting him to limited yardage, and also the quarterback. St. Gen's had a couple of lucky opportunities as going into that half. There was a great opportunity to intercept that ball in the end zone. I know their quarterback overthrew or missed a couple opportunities when he threw it in the air. So we'll see if they try to onside this or take it deep, as this is the first kickoff here. And he kicks it pretty good. Roth bobbles it and picks it up, takes off, runs into his own man, and doesn't get much out of that. And not a good start there, as he maybe makes it back to the 18-yard line. And that's kind of like the second time he's bobbled the ball tonight. First one was the turnover on the, what was it, the 8-yard line, I think.
Yeah, that little pitch action.
Yeah. So, St. Gen tried to compose themselves here. Not the best field position here to start off with in the second half. And there's the whistle, and here we go. So, starting out the third quarter. Split receivers to the right. Tight formation on the inside. Overload to the left. Roth in motion. Fake handoff. Verano's going to keep the ball and follow his blockers. He's got some room. He's running again. And they're trying to punch the ball out. Verano's able to hold on, and he gets to the 40-yard line, and that gives him a little breathing room.
Yeah, I did a great job there, just not going down very easily. He just stayed with it and was able to pick up 10 yards after he had a guy on him. They just couldn't bring him down. He pushed through it and got a good first down there. And
a much better job following the lead blockers, allowing them to get to the man, to get to the secondary, and that's huge right now. And that's patience and obviously a culmination of doing things right.
Yeah.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Verano shotgun. Roth in motion. Fake handoff. And Verano's going to keep the ball. He's still on his feet and picks up about 13 yards on that carry. He had Roth on the outside if he needed a quick pitch, but he elected to keep the ball on that fake handoff to Schweigert up the middle.
Yeah, he was able to find an open gap and took it, was able to pick up some good yardage off that.
So good start to the offense here. And their first possession of the second half. Still not getting into any kind of hurry, just kind of moving the sticks here. Otten's off to the right, tight formation. Schweigert in the backfield. Roth in motion. Quick pitch to Grind. Grind is going to follow his blocker and get up the field a bit. Gets about 7-8 yards there. Great run there by Grind. Good blocking there. Or I should say for our offensive line, great job blocking the defense out there. St. Gen looks to have another play call in here as it's second and short, about 3 yards. Overload to the right. Shotgun, handoff to Roth, who's hit immediately in the backfield, and he goes nowhere. Actually loses a couple yards on that one, as the defense was not fooled as And, you know, this is another opportunity. Like, we're going to see, like, how does Caruthersville respond? I mean, what adjustments are they going to make at half to the defense?
Oh, yeah.
And how to maybe clog some of those lanes. So now it's 3rd and 6. About a 3-yard loss on that last play. Slinkert and Grind out to the right. Otten's to the left. Shotgun, Ferrano. Schweigert in the backfield. Roth in motion. Fake handoff and a quick pitch to Owen Roth, who bobbles it again. And that ball's down. And that's his 3rd one today. So I don't know if the ball's got butter on it for him or not, but that's another loss. And they may end up kicking this one. I don't know. Split receivers to either side. If this is going to be a punt, we've seen Ferrano do this before where he's in the shotgun and then he just steps back, and it looks like that's what he's going to do here. And he is going to kick. Ball's out. Ferrano just, and that's a problem there. And it was a catch. And he runs the ball back to the 25-yard line as the ball wasn't kicked very deep.
Yeah,
and the split, which was Otten's split out, who normally would get the tackler, he wasn't paying attention to where the ball was and basically overran where the ball was at. And the defensive player just stood there, caught the ball, and just ran it up. So big return and not what you want right now to start off this second half. A couple bobbled balls, and now all of a sudden you're giving the other team life as they have the ball on the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, 8:21. Hutchins goes for a one-on-one and throws this ball, and boy, he hits a beauty and almost hits his receiver. Looks like that was Alex Bosler on the coverage. He was with him during that run, so good defense there. He bumped him off the line, threw off his timing, and it looked like that was a nice, easy little pass for the quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, he just slung it and didn't have to put too much effort behind it, so he does have an arm.
And we've seen that a lot out of him tonight. I don't know, I don't know if it's just him or his wide receivers, but most of their pass plays has ended up being too long, and they can't convert off of it.
So Hutchins hands off to the running back, number 2, and they drive him back inside. He was going to try to pick up some more, but he was caught, and that was Donzel Foster. He picks up about 2 or 3 yards on that play, and they'll bring up a 3rd and about 8. And you got to think, well, when's Bryant going to get the ball here?
Yeah.
And I got a feeling this may be it. Hutchins stays in a shotgun formation here. Split receivers to the left and right. And Bryant in the backfield. Hutchins hands the ball, fake to Bryant, inside slant. Little collision, and there's going to be 2 flags on that. And that's against number 3, Talon Pinkley. And it looked like they just got kind of
Locked
up
together,
in legs. It didn't look like a pass interference, and the ball wasn't even catchable. And they are going to call pass interference against Pinkley.
Pass interference. Ste.Genevieve.
So they're going to march this one off. That'll be a 1st down. And a tough penalty for St. Gen as the ball is spotted on like the 12-yard line. So 1st down, a new set of downs. It looked like the defense was going to hold here. And I do know that the receiver and the defensive back can lock horns for about, right off the line of scrimmage. They can bump each other till about 5 yards, which that's about what it looked like. And there's a handoff to the running back, Brian. He almost bobbled that one.
Carry ball that time, number 9, Garrett Hutchins. Tackled by number
So Warren makes a stop there for St. Gen. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 8, about a 2-yard run there. Looked like it was done by the quarterback. Bryant in the backfield. Hutchins has the ball, and he hands it to Bryant. Bryant's trying to go the outside. He's hit at the line and then hit again. A nice secondary hit by, it looked like, Drake Meyer.
And, you know, coming into the game, we know he was their guy. You know, he obviously has, 1,000 yards, rushing yards here, and he was their guy. And I think the Dragons are doing a really good job stopping him here tonight. We haven't really seen too much, big burst or big runs out of him here. And it's definitely a big reason why the Dragons are up 17-0.
Right. Well, they got them both in the backfield here. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hutchins in shotgun and hands it off to Bryant, who is hit immediately in the backfield. Great job by number 73. That is Maddox Walk. And Maddox has just been on it. And that's going to bring up another 4th and 8. So big play here and a big down. And they're going to call timeout. I don't know if they're calling timeout or if they're switching to a field goal. And they are. They're going to attempt a field goal here. So St. Gen deters at least for the moment, an opportunity at a score for a touchdown. And that ball's going to go in. And I'm not quite sure what the deal was with the referee calling a stop and allowing the kicker to get ready, because the clock was getting ready to, they were going to have a delay of game. So not exactly sure how that went, but regardless, there's 3 points on the board as Caruthersville uses that, I guess, a couple mistakes St. Gen made on that first possession to their advantage. They get 3 on the board, and so it is now a 2-score game, 14-3. St. Gen will get an opportunity to get the ball back here as the Tigers line up to kick. And, with momentum changing here, you might think, well, do you onside here? Give it a shot?
Yeah.
Do you kick it deep? I will say we've had a couple of miscues here now on receiving, and I got a feeling they're going to try and kick it to Roth. He's fumbled the ball 3 or 4 times now. And if you're a coach, you just say, here it comes. And this one is not targeted. It didn't go deep. And it is caught by
number 14, Cameron Vogt.
Vogt just kind of goes sideways and surges ahead to about the 35-yard line. Much better field position this time for the Dragons. And it looked like he fumbled it, and it was recovered by Otten. So another almost miscue. And you got to think, well, we talked about it getting a little wet down there, with the change in the weather and stuff. It's got to have a little bit of an impact. I don't know how much. But so far, it's been kind of a hot potato for St. Gen. But they're not the only one that's fumbled. I mean, Caruthersville has dropped a couple themselves.
Yeah.
So with 5:20 left to play in the third quarter, it is 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. Overload to the left, empty backfield. Ferrano's going to keep this one, and it looks like he's going to run. Ferrano finding the outside. Great pin. Job pinning the defense there. Otten sealed his man, giving Ferrano the opportunity to go to the outside and run it out of bounds for a first down. And that's been pretty good for St. Gen and their receivers today. They have done a great job blocking to the inside.
For sure.
And giving their quarterbacks some opportunities, or running backs for that matter, a chance to kind of surge up the field. So it looks like Grind and Ottens are going to spread out to the right. Schweigert's going to be in the backfield. Ferrano in the shotgun. And Ferrano hands it to Schweigert, who gets hit hard and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. And a little more energy and enthusiasm from the Tiger fans right now, as that brings up a 2nd down and 10. So let's see what happens now. So they're going to get in the huddle here as Ferrano calls the play for him. They're going to hustle to the line, empty backfield, shift over to the left, shotgun Ferrano. Ferrano gets the ball. He's going to hold on to it and run, and he's hit, but not before he picks up about 3 or 4. And it's going to bring probably about a 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Ferrano a little shaky getting up. Looks like it's his ankle. And shake it off there. Pretty durable.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got split receivers to the right and left. Schweigert in the backfield. Definitely a blocker. And I don't know who it's going to be on. I think St. Gen. Defense cross, but I don't know if he drew the offensive line up. And I think it's going to be offense here. And that false start by St. Gen's a 5-yard penalty. That's going to bring him back. And I don't know if they're going to say, well, the defensive player enticed movement by coming across. And the call is going to be against St. Gen, and that's 5 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 11. And I'm sure St. Gen is going to change the play up here from what they were going to do. And it doesn't look like they're going to get too crazy on this as they're going to overload to the right, maybe see if Ferrano can run this one out. Ferrano actually goes back and throws. He's got a man, and he lets it fly, and it's up in the air. And there's a flag. That could be a late hit on the quarterback. I don't know for sure. And Otten's just lost that one in the air as he just got turned around. And that may be holding. I don't know. If you're defense, you don't take this penalty, I don't think. But it is holding. And they are going to take the penalty. And that's going to make it a 3rd and long. I don't know why. I think the coach said, yes, take the penalty. And no, he didn't. He waved it off, which I was going to say, why do you do that? It's going to be 4th and 11. So they got the punting team out here. Little confusion here. So St. Gen looking to kick to Bryant, who's receiving here. And I think that's Bryant. I'm not for sure. And it's off. Oh, and it's blocked. And that's not good as Ferrano gets the ball, and he's going to run with it. And he tries to kick it again, and he does. And he's able to get it off. And great heads-up job by Luke Ferrano. As he goes to kick, it's blocked. He runs back. He gets the ball, and then he kicks it again.
Yeah.
And takes it to the 45. Now there's a flag, and I don't know if that's a penalty for double kicking. I don't even know if that's even a possibility. I've never heard of that.
Me neither. I don't know, but.
And it's going to be against the defense on that play as the penalty flag is thrown. And I think that was a sideline warning to the coach. And I think that's why the referee threw that flag. If that coach is coming out on the field, and I think there's maybe a little bit of side comments going on over there. St. Gen rotates a few men out and in. Defense is back on the field. Good position again for the defense. Trips to the right, empty backfield. And the quarterback, Hudgens, is going to keep the ball. He's hit at the line, and he goes nowhere, and his helmet comes off. And they help him up. And Hudgens will come up, and then another flag. And now we're starting to see some. All right, so they pulled that up, and here we go. So I'll bring up a 2nd down and 9. We'll see if the defense can hold up here. Bryant in the backfield with Mays and Hudgens. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. And it's a missed snap here, and it wasn't Hudgens who had the ball. It was number 15, and that is Sharman Tillman. And Tillman replaces Hudgens on that play. And once again, you see this ball flying through people's hands.
Yeah.
You got to think, well, it's got to be a little wet, but that wasn't what I think they wanted to see happen there, as Hudgens had to go out for one play because his helmet was off.
Yeah.
And so they brought in the backup quarterback. He takes the snap, goes through his hands, and it's a huge loss for the Tigers as it's 3rd and 19, minute 46 in the third quarter left to play. Hudgens shotgun. Bryant behind. He's going to throw. He's got an arm, and he is caught by Paul Taylor, and Paul brings him down. Great job. And Paul Taylor picks up another sack. And that'll be another loss. Great penetration there. And I think initially it was number 14 for St. Gen. That would be Cameron Vogt.
Yeah.
He hassled the quarterback, got him to move, and then once he flew off, Paul Taylor took over, and that was all she wrote once he got a hold of him. So now St. Gen looking to get a possible return on a punt. Still not sure. The Tigers down by 2 scores with third quarter waning. They are going to get the kickoff. Should be returnable. And Trollinger catches the ball. He's going to return. And he goes out of bounds. Good quick return and good field position as Trollinger cleanly fields the ball. Gets back to the 40-yard line. Gets out of bounds. And St. Gen's offense will take over here.
And that was a good way to, kind of set the tone there on defense after you come out in the third. I come out at the half and you kind of bobble some balls and, have a turnover and, good way for the defense to come back after all that.
Well, absolutely. Your offense kind of falters there and gives, obviously, their offense really good field position. Your defense, puts a nice little, stand on there. They get 3 points out of it, but, that's a lot better than a touchdown.
For sure, yes.
So St. Gen takes over now on the 44-yard line with 40 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Tight formation, Ferrano shotgun, and he gets the ball. He's going to keep it. No, he steps back and throws a quick slant. He's got Ottens open. Ottens is going to go all the way. Oh, my gosh, great job as they pulled in and fooled the defense. And the defense was basically going to be played out by coming in and thinking that the quarterback was going to run it, and Ottens basically goes the distance. He was all alone. All he had to do was catch the ball, and Ferrano just laced it in there nice and easy. What a great play call and execution there by St. Gen as they score. And now another flag. No idea what this one is, as we've started to see quite a lot of linen on the field today. And it's definitely, it definitely affects the continuity and flow of the game.
Oh, yeah.
When you have too many of these. God, we saw this over in Fredericktown.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just flag after flag after flag. It's nonstop. I mean,
yeah.
Definitely something you don't want to be going into districts, holding against you there.
Agreed. So let's see what the call is. Maybe. It is going to be a touchdown. And it looked like unsportsmanlike. And so it's unsportsmanlike against St. Gen, I guess, after the touchdown had occurred.
Yeah.
So that will stand. So St. Gen will put 6 more on the board, and it's 23-3 right now with 32 seconds left to play. That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, and it will give the Tigers potentially really good field position, opportunity anyway.
Yeah.
And looks like a change of pace here is they call out the offense. They're going to go for 2 instead of a field goal and try to make this a 4-score game.
Got it, John.
And the clock will begin here as St. Gen calls in the play. Well, if you're just tuning in, St. Gen just had called it looked like it was going to be a run play, and it was a fake. Verano takes a step back and throws to Ottens, who's all alone on the sideline, and he takes it to the house. The score is 23-3, and St. Gen is not going to get this play off. And that is going to be a delay of game. And there's the flag for delay of game. And I think there's a lot of confusion as to what's going on as Pope's talking to or trying to talk to the ref. They're going to call a delay of the game. And St. Gen's kicking team comes back out again, so they are going to kick now. So I'm not quite sure what that whole point was or why they did that, other than maybe they tacked that, the penalty on there, but I don't think so. So in a confusing manner, St. Gen will line up to try and kick a field goal.
John, get out of the way.
So 23-3, 32 left to play here, and Ottens kicks a line drive, and no good as he doesn't get that one off. And so the score will remain 23-3, St. Gen up by 20. That's 3 scores right now as they will kick off to the Tigers with 32 seconds left to play in the third quarter. If you're just tuning in, St. Gen scored in the first quarter and then the second quarter, and then was able to put 3 more points on the board at the end of the half to go up 17-0. They came in here in the third quarter, got the ball first, and made a few mistakes on offense. And then on the punt return, the special teams for Caruthersville did really well getting the ball back down the field to about the 20, 25-yard line. St. Gen's defense held, and they elected to kick a field goal, and that's where they got their 3 points. And then on this last possession, St. Gen scored. Now it looks like St. Gen's getting ready to go to kickoff. The assessed penalty for unsportsmanlike has been given, where they will kick the ball on the 25-yard line and give Caruthersville an opportunity at really good field position here. We'll see if Ottens tries to put his leg into this one. And where he's going to target it. If I had to guess, he's going to target it to the left side of the field, away from their running back, Bryant. And they kick it over to the left. Good kick to the 35. And initial contact made and finally brought down, looks like by Cameron Vogt. But they are going to have good field position. And that's going to be placed on the 47-yard line. So as the spot is placed on the 47, that's where Caruthersville will take over, as they are in need of a few points on the board to compete here. 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Tight formation here. And they're going to give it to Bryant. Bryant going to the outside. He's breaking some tackles and finally brought down. And good run by Bryant with a full steam ahead on the outside as he looks really rejuvenated.
Yeah, finally got a good run out of that and was able to kind of get past the Dragons' defensive line and pick up quite a few yards there.
So 13 seconds left. We'll see if the Tigers elect to do one more play before the clock expires here. I got a feeling they're just going to let it run, and that's what's going to happen. And we are on our way to the fourth quarter as time expires in the third quarter. St. Gen up 23-3. Caruthersville, good position on the field, has the ball, and it'll be a first down when we come back in the fourth quarter. We'll return after this. Okay, we return to start the fourth quarter. St. Gen up 23-3 right now, but it looks like the Tigers are driving here as the ball is spotted on around the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 here. Hudgens gets the ball, and he's hit at the line, but it's still moving. Finally goes down. So handoff to Bryant, who carries the pile a little bit. He picks up about 3. 2nd and 7 here. As Hudgens gets the call in. Split receiver to the left, to the right. Mays and Bryant in the backfield here. Hudgens gets the ball. He looks to throw. He steps and slings it, and it's a one-on-one. And great defensive play there by number 3, Talon Pinkley, who was with the receiver all the way.
Oh, yeah.
And no hand checking. That was pretty clean. Good throw there by the quarterback. And they had what they wanted, the one-on-one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a good throw. And I just, too long, I guess. Wide receiver just couldn't get there in time or wasn't able to pick up the speed to get to it, too.
So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield with the exception of Bryant and Hudgens. Hudgens in shotgun. There's the snap. Fake handoff and throw, and it was a quick throw. He was hit as he threw, and it looked like it hit the receiver, but he just couldn't bring it in. That was a bang-bang play. And now you're 4th and 7. You're going for it no matter what.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And Hudgens directing traffic here. And it's an empty backfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Oh, and there's going to be some movement on the line there. And not before the quarterback is tackled as number 73. Again, Madden Wolk having a career game right now for the Dragons as he has just absolutely harassed the quarterback tonight. So Wolk picks up the sack. Big loss, and the offense will take over on the 45-yard line of that one. Great job by the defense again.
Oh, my gosh, yes. They're having an outstanding night tonight. Dragons defense are just doing everything right, especially our defensive line, just sack after, big tackles.
Yeah, and they've done a good job containing, sealing the or forcing, I should say, the backs back inside so that the linebackers can get there to help out. So Verano gets the ball. He looks to throw. Quick throw over to Slinkard. Slinkard makes the catch. Picks up about 7 yards. Not a bad play there. And the clock will roll, 11:06 here. St. Gen looking to try and cap this one off, and I think if they can, they've got this one maybe in the bag. I don't want to say that too much, but that's 4. When you're 4 scores down and you haven't scored really a touchdown in the game, it does make it a lot tougher. And I'm sure they'll have to open the playbook up a little bit more for the Tigers. Put the ball in the air. Split receivers stacked on either side. Schweigert in the backfield. And they give the ball to Schweigert. He's hit immediately, and he goes down. He picks up maybe one, or he got back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a third and short. So ball's going to be spotted on the 47-yard line with 10:49 left to play, and Ste. Gen taking their time, running clock, and doing exactly what a seasoned team needs to do here with ball control.
No doubt.
No doubt they're going to probably run this ball, let the clock run, and with 2 yards, I could sense Frano may be carrying this one. Overload to the left. And a bad snap, and Frano, and a throw it looked like, but then they're saying it's a fumble, and I don't know what happened there, but the ball came out, and I think Frano's able to recover it. And he is, and almost a disaster. My goodness. And boy, we've seen a lot of those tonight.
Oh, yes.
And Frano, I don't think, was even looking when the ball was snapped.
Not quite sure what happened there, but
yeah, there was a miscommunication there between the center and the quarterback as he gave an early snap. Frano just lucky enough to get the ball back. So they're going to bring the punting unit out for sure on this. And they set up a nice snap, and the punt is off. Good kick there. And quickly caught and down. So nice job by Vogt to get there because the ball took a hit coming backwards. So not the best, it's not the hop you wanted, but it will work. And that kick was by Jeremy Dunsey. So defense comes back out. 9:23 left to play here in the fourth quarter, 1st and 10. Ball's on the 34-yard line. We'll see if they dial up a couple of pass plays here, getting late in the quarter. Time is not their friend. And Hudgens throws it out to Bryant. Bryant trying to get through. No go as looks like Trollinger and Krupe were there. Oh, no, Drake Meyer. So nice job by Drake Meyer. And Drake's had a pretty decent game tonight as well.
Yeah.
He's
defense.
Definitely
Kind of broke out there a little bit in the past couple games and been stepping up a lot, making some big tackles.
Hudgens, shotgun. Gets the ball. Quick pass out. And Drake was there, but wasn't able to bring him down, and neither was Bosler. And that'll be a first down. Great run there by the receiver, number 2, Dunzel Foster, who's able to shake and bake a couple of tacklers. And they keep that drive alive as they get another set of downs as they move the sticks. 8:30 left to play as the clock continues to run. And you think that the Tigers would have a little more sense of urgency here.
Yeah.
So Hudgens and shotgun. He gets the ball. Fake handoff. Another throw out. Another missed tackle, that one. And another missed tackle. And Ste. Gen not breaking down there as they're missing.
Yeah, struggling to tackle on like the first tackler struggling to tackle, and they have to kind of gang up on him.
So that was Foster again. He just went to the other side, and they did the exact same play. So we'll see what happens here. 7:47. Hudgens gets the ball, and the flags are going to fly. There's going to be motion on the line, and I got a feeling that's going to come back 5 yards as a false start. Caruthersville, and the ball is spotted there, and they'll replay second down. Little lucky break there for the Dragons as the ball is spotted on the 49-yard line. It is 2nd and 7. and it almost seems like they're worn out.
Yeah, that's definitely
know-
what it
you know
looks
what I
like.
mean?
Yeah.
So Hudgens, shotgun formation, motion, handoff. Oh, wow, what a big hit there. And that was a great block. And they're having a hard time bringing him down, but he finally does come down, and it looked like Drake Meyer was going to come up and make the hit. And, boy, one of the linemen laid the hammer on him and stopped him cold. And another good run by number 2, Foster, as they've been giving him a steady dose, but he he doesn't look the rest for wear here. So triple receivers to the right, one to the left. Bryan in the backfield with Hudgens. Starting to get into a closer territory as the defense is giving in a little bit here. And Hudgens goes to throw. Oh, and right through the hands again of number 7, Treshawn Mays. And that's the second time that's happened to him.
Second one tonight on pretty much the same route.
Yeah. And, I mean, it was a good throw. I mean, it just literally goes right through his hands. So it's got to be a little frustrating for the quarterback.
Definitely. I mean, you're still trying to find a touchdown here tonight. And
you put it on the numbers.
Yeah.
And then they just can't they can't convert. Same formation. Hudgens in the backfield. He gets the ball. He gives it to Bryan. No, he keeps it. Oh, and he's hit 2 at the line. He doesn't get much there as defense kind of closes the gap and tightens up. And that'll bring up a 3rd and about 7. So ball spot on the 22-yard line. Paul Taylor there to make the stop. 3rd and 8. So quarterback picked up 2 yards on that one. It seems like every possession is a 4-down possession now for the Tigers. Mays and Bryan in the backfield. Hudgens throws. There's a penalty flag. And Foster catches the ball for a 1st down. And I don't know what that flag is over. Foster's slow to get up as he's basically had the ball in his hands probably 6 out of the last 8 plays.
Yeah, in each play, I mean, he'll dodge the first tackle, but then you have 3 other, St. Gen defensemen come in and pretty much have to bring him down to the ground. That's definitely a lot of wear and tear on that.
Yeah. So Ferrano goes in for Trollinger, who looked a little shaken up on that play. So it looks like an illegal man downfield, and that'll be a penalty on the Tigers, and that 1st down will be negated as it'll be brought back. And they'll repeat the 3rd down just a little bit further away. Oh, and the lull in the action, boy, I tell you, it just kills you.
Yeah. All the penalties and refs talking things over.
Oh, so the ball will be spot on the 27-yard line. 27-yard line. It's 4th and 13 now. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bryan in the backfield for Hudgens, the quarterback, shotgun. Hudgens calls for the ball. He looks to throw. He lets it go, and it's intercepted by Grine. And Grine on his feet still takes it back to the 35-yard line. And big play on defense there for St. Gen. So nice play there by Grine, intercepting the ball, and that was a huge one right there. So 35-yard line, St. Gen takes over with 6:01 left to play. It's 23-3, and that ball is spotted on the 35-yard line. Empty backfield. Roth in motion. He'll get the ball. Looking to cut it upfield. Hits his own man. Still on his feet. and he picks up about 12 yards. Good hard run there, run there by Roth. So it's 1st and 10 on the 47. 5:45 left to play, and the Dragons content to let that clock continue to run, keeping the ball on the ground in this possession. You got to think they're going to burn a couple more minutes here. Schweigert in the backfield with Ferrano. Ferrano letting the clock run a little bit. Roth in motion, and they hand it to Schweigert. He's got a blocker. He tries to go the outside. That looked like a face mask. He's still on his feet, though, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards on that. So, again, they're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
And, I felt like the third quarter was a little rough.
Yeah,
definitely. As far as that goes for our team here. But they're starting to pick it up a little better, a little more consistency.
Oh, yeah. I think coming in tonight, they definitely wanted to make a big statement considering it. They had the same record. It was supposed to be a pretty competitive matchup tonight, and, home court, and, they're on their own field and came out and made a big statement here, definitely on defense too.
Yes, and they have to call timeout here. They didn't like the formation that they set out. I think there was a confusion there on the offense on the play call.
Yeah.
And Ferrano calls a quick timeout just in case, and that'll be St. Gen's first timeout of the night. It's 4:33 left to play, 23-3, and St. Gen on top and in control for the moment right now. Let's send a shout out to the golf team who went to state over the week and placed 8th.
Wow.
Great job, ladies.
Good job to them.
Absolutely. I know they've been pretty successful. Another shout out to our volleyball team. They won last night, and they beat a very competitive North County, and they had gone to North County earlier in the season and lost in 5 sets. Well, they played pretty solid last night, and without one of their better players, Aaliyah Filer basically broke a finger or something, and she's out for the season.
Wow.
So now they're having to pick it up.
It's definitely a huge loss for them. But
absolutely, but they took North County in 3 sets, and they are going to play for the district title against a very, very good Potosi team on Tuesday, and that'll be at about 6:30. Definitely want to tune in for that or come to the game and watch that. It should be very good. So St. Gen comes out of the timeout. Split receivers to the left. Roth in motion. They give the ball, or they fake the ball to Roth, and Caruthersville was not fooled by that one as Ferrano was hit immediately in the backfield. That's going to go down as a sack for him and a loss of down. And the ball is going to be spotted around the 46-yard line. And 26 on the clock. 3rd and 11. Overload to the left. And they get him on the hard count. That's going to be 5 yards. Nice job there on that call.
Oh, yeah. Just getting them to jump and gaining a few extra yards on that there.
And that makes that first down a little more manageable. Still got a few yards to go on it, but manageable. And it's 23-3, 3:54 left to play. 3rd and 6 on the 44-yard line. Clock will be restarted. And St. Gen waiting to get the call in here. I'd imagine they're going to keep it on the ground. The question is, who's going to get the ball? And they're going to split receivers out to the left and keep a tight formation, I got a feeling. Empty backfield for Ferrano. Got a feeling Grine or Roth may get this one. I don't know. And they overload to the left. Ferrano going to the left. He's going to keep the ball, and he gets to the outside. That's going to be a first down, and he slides. Great play by Ferrano to stay inbounds.
Oh, yeah.
Gets the first down and gives himself up. And that is going to be a first down, and the clock is going to continue to roll, and that could be it for Caruthersville as they are going to get under 3 minutes. And with a first down and a new set of plays here, they can definitely shave another minute and a half off the clock here at least, providing they don't turn the ball over. Two receivers to the right, empty backfield for Ferrano. Grind in motion. He gives the ball to Grind. Grind cuts it up in. He's got some room. Grind could go all the way, and Grind has one man to beat, and he gets in. And great run by Grind. 41-yard run by Wyatt Grind, who's having a great second half. I mean, he's got an interception. Now he's got a 41-yard run. And that will solidify possibly a win for Ste. Gen tonight as they put 6 more on the board, and it's going to be 29-3 with 2:29 left to play as the lights start to celebrate here. And Ste. Gen is going to line up for a field goal attempt. And trying to make it 30. And we'll see what happens here. I'm not quite sure what they got a player down for Caruthersville. He's out of bounds right now. And I guess on that last play when he was trying to tackle Grind, he went out of bounds and just came down wrong. They got him up, and he can walk, and I think he's going to be okay. And that's the quarterback.
Yeah, he's been getting beat up here a lot tonight. We've seen him pick himself up from the ground, just shaking his head multiple times tonight.
Absolutely. And he's going to walk this one off to the other side. And he's holding his arm, it looks like. Maybe he fell on it. You can always fall on your shoulder and dislocate it quite easily. So Ste. Gen on their knees, showing respect here. And they got him off now. Play will resume. Ste. Gen lines up. So Otten's set to kick here. Bennett gets the snap, and he puts it up. And it's good. And that'll be another point added on by Otten's. And that'll take us to 30 as it's 30-3 for Ste. Gen. In an unlikely scoring scenario tonight. I really didn't think it would be like this. I thought it would be a very close game, maybe 3 points, 4 points, something like that. And then, like a turnover or something like that would be
the key factor of the game. But
Well,
Ste. Gen just putting on a master class here tonight. Doing an amazing job on offense. We just had a 40-yard touchdown and doing an outstanding job here on defense with sack after sack.
And it's a big win for Ste. Gen, who's 7-1 against a 7-1 team right now, Caruthersville. Hats off to Caruthersville. They've had a really good season so far. And, I mean, it's not over yet. We still got districts coming up for both teams. And it's definitely what you want as far as Ste. Gen is concerned going into districts, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure by winning this game, they've solidified their first game at home, which means we'll be playing next week on Friday. The question is who, as far as that goes. I know the seed meeting will ensue after this. And Otten's kind of just gives a little squib kick. And he's hit immediately, shakes the tackle, and he's dodging. He's got one man to beat, and he's tackled. There's another flag on the play. I'm not quite sure what that one is, if maybe it was offsides. No, that's not a flag. That's the it kind of looked like it, didn't it?
Sure did.
There's a football holder there. So the Tigers will start off with pretty good field position on this possession. Not much time left on the clock, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It'll be a 1st and 10 on the 38. And they got the backup quarterback in. That's number 15, Jarman Tillman. his only appearance so far tonight was a snap that went through his hands. So Tillman calls for the ball, hands off, gives it to Bryant. Bryant's hit. He shakes and bakes. Nice stiff arm by Bryant, and he's pushed out of bounds by Schweigert. And a good run there by Bryant. And I got a feeling you're going to get a steady dose of him as long as the quarterback's out.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Carry ball at time number 36, Bryant, tackled by number 50, Sawyer Gomer. First down.
So they line up here. 2:13 on the clock. Ball is spotted on the 23-yard line. Good run by Bryant. Tillman in for the hurt Hudgens. Tillman gets the ball, hands it off to Bryant. Bryant hits the hole, and he's hit, but not before he gets a couple yards on that. And that tackle is by number 73, Madden Woke. And Madden has had a really good game tonight on defense. So Tillman, empty backfield, in motion, hands it off to the receiver in motion, and he is hit immediately. No forward motion. I think he's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Great job on the defense making that tackle. And that looked like Max Krupe. Good tackle there. Tillman still in. Gives it to Bryant. Bryant weaving, hit at the line, still on his feet, and is finally brought down as a group of Dragons gang tackled there. So great job. St. Gen's still not giving in. With 45 seconds left, 4th and 1. And they're going to let the clock run. Let's see if they run another play here. Looks like they are going to do so. And this could be the last play of the game. Tillman gets the ball, gives it to Bryant. Bryant running, and he's going to run in on this one and score. And the Tigers score for a touchdown. As Bryant gets his first score of the game.
Definitely way later than we expected here tonight.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they were able to find the end zone.
And you can definitely tell both teams are worn out.
Oh, yeah.
They're definitely worn out.
Yeah.
So they bring out, looks like the punting team, or I mean the extra point team. But it looks like Tillman's going to stay in. They're going to go for 2 points here. So Bryant in the backfield, Tillman the quarterback, shotgun formation. Double motion, and that's going to be a flag, as you can't have two guys moving at the same time. He's not going to get it as he's hammered out of bounds, loses the ball, and that penalty is going to be declined. And that'll be that. So they will probably onside kick. And if we get the ball, we'll down it, and that'll be the game. We'd like to send a shout-out to all the parents who came tonight, especially senior night, representing their kiddo, honoring them out there before the game. And to our sponsor, Ciro's.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take a moment before you leave this evening to pick up any trash around you and place it into the trash receptacles nearby. We have a beautiful facility here. We appreciate your help to keep it beautiful. Thank you.
St. Gen will advance to 8-1, barring some sort of fluke miracle here in the last 17 seconds. They will host the first game of districts here at home on Friday. The question is who, and that will be decided in the seed meeting this weekend. as they beat a very good Caruthersville at home. Let's see if the Tigers onside kick here. Yeah, they just kick it deep. So caught by number 30, looked like Bennett, as he hits one of the guys and knocks him down. So Bennett brings it back to the 30-yard line. St. Gen comes out, 11 seconds. Just need to set up a victory formation and down it, and that should be it for the game here. Pretty good night tonight. What do you think?
Well, definitely coming into the game, not really what we expected. We didn't think, we would have thought there would have been a little bit more competition, but St. Gen came out and definitely made a big statement. Coming out on defense is probably the biggest key factor of tonight, as their defense just flat out shut down Caruthersville.
Absolutely.
And, they put 30 points on the board, which obviously helped them a ton.
Yes.
And, came home with a big dub to end the regular season.
So this year's only loss came at the hands of Valley at home, and it was like 13-32. And I know that they probably want another shot at an opportunity to play and maybe make a difference. And if they do get it, it would probably be at Valley's house. But that's depending on how the districts line up as far as that goes. So I guess we'll see where that plays out. But St. John comes away with a win tonight. You've been watching SGHS Sports Stream, home of the Dragons. For replays, podcasts, blogs, and up-to-date sports coverage, visit sgdragons.org and click on the Sports Stream icon on the right side of the high school page. Stay connected with us on social media, and thank you for supporting our Dragon athletes. And that is going to be probably it for us tonight. We will see you next week, as we will broadcast. And hopefully, I think it's going to be on YouTube again. We'll find out for sure. But we'll be here Friday. Come out and support your team. Come out on Tuesday also. Support your Lady Dragons volleyball team as they play for district title against Potosi. And we definitely want your support. So signing off,